How we doing today? Hope everything is well. Hopefully, the week started out pretty good. If not, hopefully today will be a better day. Sometimes we can't always have great days, and we have to learn through our good days and our bad days how to be better people. Ultimately, ultimately, how to be better people. But we're gonna get up here and talk about some sports. Most of the time, I get up on here and just talk about life and what's going on. Well, I'm tired of that now. I'm tired of that. I'm tired of sitting here and telling people how it's going to be or what's going to do or what's going on. And it's time for people to start really start to discern for yourself. Because ultimately, in the end, you're going to be held responsible for your actions. And I mean that in the physical and the spiritual. I'm no perfect being by no means. I confess as the repentance of my sins every fucking day. No, no, I'm not, not a perfect person. No one on this earth is. But we try to better ourselves each and every day and have a better understanding and be better people. Whether you want to subscribe to God or you don't want to subscribe to God. Me personally, I do. But, I'm not looking at God as giving me a pass to do what I do on this without having any consequences, repercussions. So therefore, this is what the world is. In short, cliff notes. We're being judged by our doing and our being. A lot of us are not all of us are not being active. And I mean active in a good way. And that doesn't mean you have to be active working. You have to be actively doing good things and being active in this life. We don't have to be of the world, but we have to be when we are in this world. I know it's hard for some people to fathom or understand. You know. So, just gonna get up on here and talk my sports. Talk about the games going on. Obviously, we got Game 1 of the World Series on tonight. Last night we had the New Orleans Saints going into Seattle. There was there's still remnants of the storm. It was windy there. Had some rain in that game, but the Saints, however, came out on top, 13-10. Very low scoring game there. I mean, Seattle had them. Seattle had many chances to win the game, but unfortunately, they didn't cash in on those opportunities or those. Therefore, but it's not like they got blown out. They only gave up 13 points. So hey, as bad as it's been for Seattle, they actually played a heck of a good game, especially their defense. The defense has been getting shredded, and you only giving up 13. Yeah. Giving up 13 points. Basically, they only gave up one touchdown, 2 field goals. Call that a W. Call that a W's. So we had NBA, and my my high ass didn't put some of my players in my fantasy lineup on an ESPN, and it kind of cost me some points, quite a few points, honestly. I left Trey Young on the bench. I left this other guy on the bench. They both had 60 and 40. It's 100 points right there. 100 points, and that's not going to count for me this week. So now, but hey, it's fantasy. I ain't got money in it. It's just for fun. It's just a. Even though I do have ones where I put, I'm in fantasy DFS ones where you basically playing the games, trying to put daily lineups here, and it's quite fun actually. I mean, even if you don't play for money, picking a daily fantasy lineup is pretty awesome. We'll break it down. Show you. I'll actually show you on my phone actually. But let's get into some news. Let's get into some good old news over here. We got Tua Tagovailoa trade rumors, potential landing spots for Dolphins quarterback ahead the 2021 NFL trade deadline. Now, a lot of people have been saying beforehand, the Deshaun Watson saga will just. Deshaun Watson obviously wasn't happy with the Texans, and he wanted to be traded. Well, then all of a sudden these allegations surfaced, and now kind of things have kind of backed off a little bit. But considering that the trade deadline is looming, I believe it's November 2nd is the trade deadline, so not very many days left. So, do the Dolphins pull that trigger and trade for Deshaun Watson and trade Tua to the Texans, or do they just say, well, we want draft picks instead of Tua, and does there another team jump in there and get involved and end up you know get involved in the Tua sweepstakes here potentially? Well, on CBS Sports.com, there is a story written here talking about the 5 possible trade destinations here. And so, we'll give you guys the cliff notes here. New Orleans Saints, Detroit Lions.
Hey, what's up? It's doing it again. I checked Wi-Fi.
We got the Denver Broncos here. The Washington football team. Now that would be an interesting spot for Tua. You know. So yeah. See, my thing. I think the Texans, they're okay with Davis Mills. So I don't see the Texans really. They would try to get some draft picks out of the Dolphins. The Washington football team. Sorry, I call them Redskins. They'll be a racist, but that's just how the team used to be called. The football team. They weren't sold. Alex Smith was good until he got that gruesome, nasty Joe Theismann type injury and had to retire. Fitzmagic he's been pretty good, but he's been kind of banged up. Tyler Heineke hasn't been bad, but he hasn't been like, oh man, you know. Kyle Allen, he hasn't really got in there, and I don't think he's the solution either. So possibly Tua can end up there in Washington. The Broncos here. Yeah, I don't see the Broncos really. Yeah, I mean, Lions maybe, and New Orleans. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I think New Orleans is happy with Jameis Winston, and so I mean maybe maybe in Denver, but I don't know. Lions, I could see another spot too. It could probably end up. So that's definitely and so Mike Tomlin. There's rumors. Obviously we hear the rumors of you know coaches in the NFL maybe going to possibly college. Well, USC is a big job, and so obviously big names are going to be. So obviously, coaching rumor sells. Mike Tomlin on the USC job, but I don't think Mike Tomlin wants to go coach USC at all, at all, at all. All right, the NFL expands the Rooney Rule for interviews. So yeah, I mean, I'm a big believer in that's we got to hire people and give everybody an equal opportunity to have a chance to interview for a team's job before I'm a big proponent on that's there's great people of all different nationalities, backgrounds, ethnicities, and sometimes we just continue to live vicariously through these labels of things that are trying to you know I mean, the nature of things should should sound like certain things, but it's not because things are all messed up. But I'm like I said, I'm a big believer in the Rooney Rule that people should that they should get equal opportunities. Everybody should get a fair chance to interview with teams before a team makes a decision. I'm a believer, and you could check out all available options and then just say, you know what, then make a decision. Don't just okay, well this is our guy. We're not even going to take no interviews, and we're not going to because that's just you wonder why some teams don't have good coaching, and wonder why the teams are it's not just always the players that it's the coaching, it's the ownership, it's the Brady gives Bitcoin to fan who returned. Yeah, so he got the fan. He actually he made out pretty decent. I mean, if he wanted to be a butthead and just kept the ball and tried to do whatever and force their force their hand, and especially if you're a season ticket holder, you get a special occasion, a moment like that. you definitely want to give it back to the guy, and and hats off to the fan. Some people said he got ripped off, but you know what? If you're a fan of the game, you want that quarterback to have that ball in that cherished moment, and of course you'll be that fan that actually was given that ball, but then you return the ball. But at least you're not a Steve Bartman. All right, you got James Franklin addresses coaching search speculations. You know, most of you don't know who James Franklin is. He's a head coach for the Penn State Nittany Lions. And this weekend they got to go in to play the Ohio State. That's going to be one big college game on Saturday night, rocking out there in Columbus. They will be, and it's gonna be packed, and it's gonna be one of those games where Penn State ended up losing in 9 overtimes, and Ohio State they've been trying to prove that they're gonna be back here, and they're gonna have a chance at this national title run. But they got Penn State in the way, and also believe they'll end up playing Michigan as well. So, and then obviously I think there's a Big Ten. I'm trying to think if there's a lot of these conferences that don't have a championship game. Well, now they're going to, I think so. All right.
Hey, Dad, what's up? It's doing it again. I checked.
All right. Let's see. Ravens to try to acquire Allen Robinson. I mean, the Vikings to try to acquire Xavier Howard. I mean, hey. Packers to acquire Brandon Cooks. I mean, hey, I could. Titans to acquire defensive end Derek Barnett. The Buccaneers to get Marcus May. Seahawks to acquire Kyle Fuller. Chiefs to get Lions defensive end Trey Flowers. Chargers to acquire Marlon Mack. You can see that. Bills to acquire Falcons tight end Hayden Hurst. Yeah, I mean, I can see that one here. Saints to acquire Nick Foles. I don't know about that. All right, so let's see here. We got NBA today. The first matchup starting at 7:30 Eastern time here. Game will be live on TNT here. The Philadelphia 76ers 2-1 going into Madison Square Garden to face the New York Knicks that happen to be 2-1. Yep. So hey, this will be the first big test here of the season here for the Knicks. And obviously, I think I believe this Friday the Knicks will also be playing the Atlanta Hawks at home. So we'll see Trae Young coming back to Madison Square Garden where he was kicked out at the WWE event. Well, needless to say, we got the 76ers. The Knicks are -2 on the spread. The Philadelphia 76ers are +110 on the money line. So 217 is the over-under total. All right. Let me get something from my throat here. Excuse me. I think this will be a really good game here. -2 for the Knicks. That's a pretty good number. 217. I don't know. I mean, I think it's pretty. I think they'll be pretty close to that number. If I was trying to bet the over under here. But I'm definitely. I mean, I definitely would lean Knicks here because they're playing at home. All right, so yeah, 214. And then 218. Yeah. So yeah, definitely take the Knicks here. All right. Next game we have here. Oh yeah. Got the 3-0 Warriors up against the 0-3 Oklahoma City Thunder. Thunder's +9, so tonight let's not lose by 9 points here. And obviously the Thunder's +350 on the money line. The over-under is 223.5. And the Warriors, they got some help because Iguodala was hurt, so they called upon the Glove son, Glove 2.0, Gary Payton II. He played 17 minutes and he put in 10 points in the victory over the Kings on Sunday. So the Warriors looking to, build off that. Jordan Poole is playing very well right now. Draymond being Draymond. This team is definitely coming along fairly well here. You got and then we got Moses Moody here. Moses Moody. So if I'm taking it, I'm gonna say the Warriors win. But don't be surprised if the Thunder don't make it. They make it a close game here. I mean, they know the Warriors are coming in here, and they know that things haven't been exactly the best so far in to start the season. So yeah, my thing is, yeah, I would just. I mean, I probably would take the Warriors, and definitely would take the under 223.5. I mean, I think the Warriors can score some points, but I don't know the Thunder. But they let the Kings got 107, and the Warriors got almost 120. So, but I don't know. I'm just not a believer. I'm not trusting that Oklahoma City can cover that yet. I think it's still a very young team. Got a lot of young talent, a lot of unproven players, and they have yet to play their best basketball. I think once they start to get going a little bit here, I think I think there'll be a young team that in the future, the next couple of years that might be competing for a playoff spot and really start to show some fight and might you know. All right, so got the next game. We got the Battle of Texas here. We got the Houston Rockets 1-2 going into Dallas to face the Mavericks that are 1-1. Mavericks are minus 10.5 point home favorites. The Rockets are plus 475 on the money line. The over under is 222 points. Yeah, Mavericks. I think will be the Mavericks. I think will be all right. Rockets. They're 1-2. They're showing they're pretty young. Like I said, they're a young team. They got a couple vets on. They got a couple vets, and Eric Gordon out there, and Christian Wood, Daniel Thias out there, and Brooks. DJ Augustine here. Then you got some young guys, and yeah, Kenyon Martin Jr., Sagung, got Jalen Green, their draft pick here, Kevin Porter Jr., Jason Tate. I mean, but Mavericks got to prove that they're a team that got guys that want to play. They got competitive guys and guys that are gonna. So I think the Mavericks will definitely be competitive. This game will be competitive. Did the Mavericks win by 10.5 tonight? That's definitely a possibility. It's definitely a possibility. It's the Rockets, Like I said, the Rockets just, 7, 22, I mean, that's close, but I would probably definitely take the under in this game. Rockets and Mavs. All right, next game we have store. We have the Lakers, the Los Angeles Lakers, on the road, 1-2, taking on the San Antonio Spurs, 1-2. The young Pop Spurs here. Young Popovich's Spurs here. They're being led by Keldon Johnson here, 20.7 points per game. Then you have Derek White with 15.3. Then you have Dougie Buckets at 14. Then you have DeJounte Murray at 13, along with Lonnie Walker and Jakob Poeltl at 12. You got Vesely at 9.7. You got Kate Bates Diop at 3.5. Off the bench, Eubanks, Primo. You got Jones, Thaddeus Young, Forbes, and Landale. So yeah, the Lakers are trying to round the form with the acquisition of Carmelo and Monk now, and Rondo's back now. They got DeAndre Jordan over here. They got Dwight Howard. They got Avery Bradley here. A Reeves here. So I mean, you gave Reeves and you got Kent Bazemore. So I mean, hey, you got this is very veteran laden Lakers team, but there's some young guys over there on the Spurs, but they do have some guys like Dougie Ball. Dante Murray's been there for a while, and then they went Derek White, Jakob Poeltl. That is young. Those guys have been around for a while. So definitely gonna be a good matchup. The Spurs are plus 2.5. The money line is also plus 125 on the Spurs tonight. The over under is 223.5. And it's because they think both teams will score about 110 points a game. But will it go that high? I doubt it. I doubt it gets that high. So we'll definitely see which team's going to be ready to play. And like I said, if I'm a betting person here, I'm definitely going to be taking. I'll take the Lakers here. I'll definitely take the Lakers and the under. And last but not least, we have the Denver Nuggets. They're 2-1, taking on the 2-0 Utah Jazz at home. So this is probably going to be the game of the night. I mean, obviously the first game is going to be Philadelphia, and the Knicks will be a good game, and then obviously at 10 Eastern time, 7 Pacific here, you're going to have the Nuggets and Jazz tip off. Not saying that the Lakers and the Spurs might not be a good game, but Lakers finally figured it out. They're going to put the whoopings to that. And then, I like the Rockets and the Mavericks to be a pretty good game. And, the Warriors and the Thunder, but Thunder's kind of so. The Jazz are -7. Nuggets are plus 250. The over-under is 218.5. Now I like Now I like both teams here. I like so so we'll definitely get to see this game. I mean, you know, the Jazz haven't lost a game yet here, and I'm gonna say they probably don't lose this one unless you know Jokic has the game of his life basically, and you know that Jokic has the game of his life, and Michael Porter Jr. and Aaron Gordon they also all right. Sorry about that, but yeah, we got the Utah Jazz and the Nuggets. I mean, I would if I wanted to put some money. Yeah, I mean, I think the money line to plus 250 is really nice. It's really nice for the Nuggets because I think the Nuggets do have a team that can play against Utah, but Utah, they got Mitchell, they got Bogdanovich, they got they got Jordan Clarkson, they got Rudy Gobert, they got Michael Conley, they got Joe Ingles, they got Sam Whiteside, they got Ronnie O'Neal, they got Eric Pascal, they got Forrest, they got Hughes, Butler, Fitz, and Ani. So yeah, maybe soon to be, later on, maybe we see Dwayne Wade's son. People don't know this. Dwayne Wade does have ownership in the Utah Jazz now. He's a minority owner and minority partner of the Utah Jazz. And well, also other sporting news, Ken Griffey Jr. basically has ownership stakes in the Seattle Mariners now. So definitely big news for you baseball fans out there in the Northwest in Seattle, and especially people like me that grew up watching Ken Griffey Jr. Just amazing, amazing, and I'm just glad to see that he's actually getting to take a franchise and to see what Ken Griffey Jr. can do. He was a great baseball player, but he can incorporate that to be a good owner and general manager, and hopefully that they can bring in great talent to the farming system, and obviously via trades and free agencies, but also have great coaching to go along with it. So let's recap our picks for tonight. I like the Knicks -2. I do like the Knicks -2 tonight. I think that's a solid number for the Knicks. The over under 217. I would have to bet the over, and then the Warriors and Thunder game. I definitely would not take the points with OKC or the money line. I would just take the Warriors -9. And then I would definitely take the under 223.5. And then the Houston Rockets taking on the Dallas Mavericks. The Mavericks are -10.5. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'd probably be more interested to take the 10 plus 10.5. with the Rockets, just because the Rockets are a young team and they can put points up. Like, I believe Dallas could win this game. And I mean, they probably could blow them out here, but I don't know. I think the Rockets are a young team that can still kind of hang around. And the Mavericks, they're kind of patient, kind of that type. So it kind of, and so I'd probably take, I'd say, take the Rockets plus 10.5. Would I take the over under 220? Um, I definitely have to take the under in this one as well. I'll take the under. And then Lakers and Spurs. I'd definitely take the Lakers minus 2.5. And I would take the under 223. And then the Nuggets versus Utah. Utah's minus 7. And Denver's plus money on the money line. So I definitely would take the Denver money line here. And I would take the over 218.5. So the only two games I'd take the overs in would be the Sixers and Knicks and Nuggets and Jazz. The other three games I would take the under. And tonight's game, I'm rooting for the Atlanta Braves. I'm rooting for the Atlanta Braves. It's been a while since they've been to the World Series, and I'm not calling the Astros the cheaters. Obviously, they've earned it this year. Yeah. So it's gonna be good because Dusty Baker is a great manager. So let's go. Let's actually go to the. We're gonna go to this so we can see what the. We can see tonight here. All right. All right. We're playing in Houston tonight. We have the Atlanta Braves and Houston Astros here. Obviously, there is no. The Braves are plus 125 on the money line. Over under is 8.5 runs. So I'm guessing since the Astros are at home that they would be the minus 1.5 run. We'll have to check that on my other. We have Charlie Morton on the mound for the Braves, taking on Framber Valdez. I had Framber Valdez during the season. Yeah, injuries for the Braves. Stephen Vogt as an abdominal. He's out till February 1st, 2022. Josh Tomlin's got a neck injury. He's out till he's out till today, so he might be back for them. Maybe he's Marcell Ozuna. He's out. He's expected to be out till November 1st, so he might be able to be back in the series for the Braves. Grant Dayton, shoulder. He's supposed to be out till next year, February. Mike Soroka, Achilles. He'll be out till July of next year. Ronald Cunha, he's out till February 1st with a knee injury. Edgar Santana, ribs. He's expected to come back. Tucker Davidson, forearm, expected to be back tonight, maybe. And then Scano, Justin Verlander, he's has an elbow, so he's out till February next year. Pedro Baez, he's out. He has a shoulder. He's out till Rafael Monteraro. He has a lat. He's supposed to expect to be back by Kent Emmanuel. He's got an elbow. He's expected back by March 1st of next year. Jake Myers got a shoulder injury, and Blair Haney, undisclosed, expected to be out till February. Those are the injuries. Obviously, the Braves batting .250 as a team. The Astros batting .281. Braves hitting 12 home runs as a team. Astros 13. Braves driving 40 runs. The Astros driving 67. Braves ERA total number for pitching is 3.41. The Houston Astros are 4.50. So, gonna be a great game tonight. Like I said, I'm taking Braves. I'd take the Braves on the money line. Over under 8.5 runs here. I mean, yep, Charlie. Yeah. Good old Charlie. So that's basically your sports for the day. Sports updates and all that here. Gave you my picks for the day. Definitely gave you my picks for the day here. We got early. All right. All right. Yep, Astros are plus 145 on to win by a run and a half. And the over 8.5 runs is minus 105 here. Then we have Green Bay Packers and the Arizona Cardinals. Arizona is minus 6. Green Bay is plus 220. Over under number 51. Well, it's all going to be dependable. I mean, obviously Devontae Adams is not going to be playing for the. He's on the vid list, and I don't mean video list. He's on the vid, for that vid vid whatever. So yeah, we'll definitely see. I mean, that's a good number if you're getting it for Arizona minus the win by 6. But Green Bay, they should have Whitney Merciless here. I think they have Jalen Smith. So, I mean, I believe Aaron Rodgers has other weapons, but Devontae Adams is a big pivotal part, and it will really, it will really show. But who will really get some shine if Devontae Adams it doesn't doubt probably misses this game Thursday. I think Randall Cobb, the resurgence of Randall Cobb on Thursday night. You'll see him. You'll see Alan Lazard too. I think he trusts. I think I was calling. I think Aaron Rodgers. I believe he has kind of faith now in Alan Lazard. Tunyon. And obviously, Aaron Jones can run the ball very well, and if him and AJ Dillon can, I think, both well. But if Arizona, gets that pressure. Chandler Jones is going to be back for this game, so definitely there's going to be a lot of pressure coming from him. And that secondary, they got Isaiah Simmons out there, and Xavier Collins. They obviously got Buddha. They also got Buddha, and they got Byron Murphy Jr. So definitely a talented squad back there. So that'll be it for today. So hopefully y'all will get in your bets, watch the games, get some free. You can do Yahoo or whatever, you can do Daily Fantasy or whatever you do. Ones are free. You don't have to bet. You don't have to pay. Same thing DraftKings or I think maybe FanDuel too. I don't know, but yeah, hey, do some free ones and you'll be able to. But until that day, take care of yourselves. Have faith. You know, First of all, if you're a sinning person, repent your sins. And if we don't repent as a nation, as a world, as a planet, God will not have His mercy upon us. I don't care what you subscribe to. That's just the truth. And I'm out.